And we are live.
Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the April 22, 2023 episode of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms.
We're in season number 3. So this is number 3, Walt.
He said, screw your season number 2.
Season 3.
Stole all my thunder.
And we thank you for catching up with us on the replays. Catching up with us on replay, and ask that you click on that like, subscribe, that bell, and share, and to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. That is nice spelled Saint backwards. And my co-host, as usual, the lovely First Lady J. We got the infamous El Pooh. We got Mr. Walk, the host of Sex Talk with Walk on Thursdays at 9 p.m. allegedly, and we have and the man, the myth, Mr. Floyd X, the boss, the guy that holds it all together.
Hey,
so how are you doing, family? First Lady J, how are you doing?
When if you're at battlefield, you don't acknowledge who's in charge. The lieutenants dressed the same as the captains, and the captains dressed the same as the foot soldiers. So they don't know who head to come for. They come for all. They was like, okay, he's the head. Boom, kill the head.
No, you got them bars, brother. They know exactly what you are. First Lady J, how you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you fellas doing? Thanks for asking me.
Good, doing good.
Doing straight, Brother Walk.
Great. I'm wired. I'm back. It feels good to be back. Man, it's been a lot going on. Rest in peace to my grandmother. I'll grab them rather me and Floyd X. She was 100 years old. Rest in peace. Love ya. Rest in peace. Our little cousin passed away, LaShonda Vasquez. Love you, young lady. It was a beautiful wedding. I mean, a beautiful funeral. A beautiful send-off last Saturday.
Word.
And I'm gonna ask you, infamous El Pooh, but I'm just pointing out that you're muted. So, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, bro. Blessed and happy to be here. And my condolences to Johnson & Johnson over there too.
Yes,
That's
sir,
right.
yes,
For
sir.
real.
Johnson.
That's right,
I'm
Johnson.
done with this
Johnson
damn
brother.
show. I'm done with this show.
All right, so let's pivot to let's get it started. What do we have in the news today?
In the news, we're gonna start it off with the youth takeover in Compton and Chicago.
Well, see, I can definitely talk about the ones that happen in Compton. I mean, on Sunday nights, Saturday nights, all we just hear is peeling out. You know, the youth, they're just taking over corners, and they're just sitting there just doing donuts, big old crowds, and hitting vehicles, and the police chasing them, all type of stuff, helicopters, and it's, you know, it's getting to a point where they're putting those little bumps. They paid all this money to put these little bumps to make it like difficult for them to do that, and it doesn't stop them at all. They're still doing it. And just recently, they just all bum rushed AMPM over there on Central and Alondra. And I mean, they just, not only did they ransack that, it was connected to an auto repair shop, and they just went in there and took all that dude's stuff. And you know, this stuff is really out of control. So now they're having all these public meetings where the neighbors are saying, look, you know, we can just smell burnt rubber in the air. It's just getting ridiculous. It's dangerous. And you know, the sheriffs, they're, you know, in Compton, they don't have police, they have sheriffs. They're all cocking down on this stuff. So we're gonna see how this plays out. But I'm assuming if that's what's going on in Chicago, it's the same type of situation. But you know, these youth, out of control.
You sound like an old man.
Get my lawn!
On, bro, come on, man. Hey, dude, we're doing a show here. Come on. Fucked up the joke, bro. Come on. But listen, this is what needs to happen. Put that camera on me so Nice Guy won't be talking while I'm talking. Listen, this what needs to happen. The same thing that the cities are doing with them skate parks. You got to give these people an outlet. You got to give them an outlet. They got so much space out here in America, especially in Lancaster. Put a big ass lot where they could do donuts and party and kill themselves if they want to, just like they did with the skate park. Because people was coming to City Hall, downtown LA, and schools and everything, and they was riding their skateboards and busting their head, jumping on, doing all kind of crap. You gotta give them an outlet to do their stuff because them kids gonna take over. Give them an outlet.
So with skateboard, the person that you risk hurting is the person on the skateboard. When you're doing these youth takeouts, the people that you risk hurting are all the people that are in attendance. So I mean,
that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily
no. I'm talking
true.
about your exposure. I'm talking about these people are when they're doing donuts. I'm sure you see many of videos of these of people in the crowd get hit by these cars.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's a different danger. It's a different danger.
Wait, check this out. If you're there at a takeover and you get hit by a car, that's something you kind of should expect. I would think so. We've seen all the videos. Even when they was doing the skateboarding, they would be jumping on rails, hurting themselves, might hit somebody, old lady who just hit the corner and about to walk up the stairs. It's the same thing. Give them somewhere to do that crap. It's minimal damage during the skateboarding, but I know it's a high risk. We know that. Come on, stop stating obvious, brother. We know that. Give them somewhere to do that crap, hit them donuts, because they be taking over off of La Cienega in Jefferson too. I was there stuck in traffic for about an hour just trying to get to Inglewood one time from LA. I was like, damn, what's the hold up? And them kids was out there doing their thing. So give them somewhere to do that. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Anybody else got something to say about that?
Yeah.
About the outlet, giving them an outlet, that just sounds crazy to me. Yes, we all do know that it's a risk, but giving them an outlet to do that, yes, that's more intriguing for the kids, and whether they go and attend or not, yes, of course somebody is going to get hurt. They're kids. They don't care. They think it's fun, and some of them think it can't happen to them, but you're asking for more trouble by giving them an outlet. So I'm going to have to disagree with you on that.
Yeah, because where can you send them to go break? What store you want to send them to break in? But okay, y'all can break into this store over here. Bust that gas station window out and take what y'all want. This one over here.
No, dude, just a big lot, like a old movie theater parking lot or something. Just hang out here, sell stuff like soda or something. Just somewhere they could go, because they're going to continue to be doing that stuff right where our traffic is, where we're driving and things of that nature.
You don't look at that
as just suggestion.
You don't look at it, it's just criminal activity. That's all it is. Criminal activity. Busting out windows, stealing stuff. They run into the store, overtake the store. That's criminal activity.
So what's the solution to stopping these kids? Because they're not going to stop. They got these cars souped up for a reason. They want to show it off. What's the solution?
This is the solution. This is the solution. Get your asses together, you little kids. Look, get off my lawn.
Belt is the solution.
That'd be like, nice belt.
I'm bring a belt to a gunfight. What you got to say about this, El Poo?
Well, the takeovers and everything is something new. But all that looting and acting a fool, I mean, it's Compton. I mean, what you expect? And y'all pronouncing it wrong. It's not Compton. It's Compton. You got to be from Compton. Say it like Compton.
But these takeovers, we know where they originated at. Where it originated at, Floyd X.
Fast and Furious.
Where the
Yay area.
Oh, yeah?
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Ghost Riding and all that stuff.
Yeah. Takeovers. Oh.
Yeah.
That's my solution.
Hey, and if you have them all, like let's say you're going to be driving off to some far off place to safely do this type of stuff. How crazy they're going to be unsupervised. So now what you're going to do, you have to pay for security to keep all these. I'm just telling you, it's just like when Crenshaw, we used to have all these people parked up and all this stuff. And it's just when you put a whole bunch of young people together, problems happen. Feuds happen.
Okay.
Right?
No shit. Go ahead.
So I'm just saying that's my point. This is all fuel to say why they probably shouldn't be doing that. How they need to just go settle down somewhere, do some homework or something.
Mhm. Okay.
Get off my lawn. So, anyways, on to the next topic. What we got? Eaten by bed bugs. You want to set the table for this, brother Floyd X?
Sad ass story. Brother name is LaShawn Thompson in Fulton County Jail. He was in there for they call it a simple assault, and he was diagnosed as having mental issues. And so he was in the psych ward, and I got some pictures here. They had a picture of the body. He was eaten by bed bugs. I didn't want to post no pictures of the body, so we got the deplorable conditions that he was living in. This is the his jail cell that he was in, and when they found his body, the lady, a CO lady, refused to give him what you call that, a CPR,
Mouth to mouth.
Oh
CPR,
yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Perform CPR because the conditions was so disgusting. And he was there for only 3 months. He was emaciated, and the brother said he was I got a picture of the brother. He was a little chunky side, but they said when they looked at him, he was thin and frail, and just sad conditions. Go, you got something on the Mr. Nice Guy?
Well, see, he was in the psych ward. So just think about that. He wasn't just in the general population. So this, if he's having these type of issues or whatever, that he said he was diagnosed as schizophrenic. So that's why they put him in a psych ward.
Yeah.
But these conditions were not going to be conducive to any type of improvement. I mean, it was basically an environment to keep him the same and actually even worse. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're supposed to be in a that's some third world type stuff. I mean, you saw the conditions there, and I mean, bed bugs are just horrendous. We need to do whatever we can to eradicate those things everywhere. Because when the bed bug thing went down, I was like, my kid's not going to be spending the night over anybody else's house, and nobody's going to be spending the night over mine. That's
what you mean? What you mean when you say the bed bug thing went down? What you talking about?
I'm talking about
like when about it.
Yeah.
Oh, when you start hearing about it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's when people start, because I mean, it's expensive to get that fixed. Yeah. So it's one thing to get eaten up and have all of those problems. And I mean, that's nasty and terrible. But then to have to be responsible for thousands and thousands of dollars, I ain't rolling like that. That's a big problem.
Well, this situation happened in September of 22. But they have since spent $500,000 in addressing the issue.
After the fact, after Big Boy, they got ate up by some damn little ass disgusting bugs. I've seen them bed bugs one time. I was in a raggedy motel. This was a raggedy motel in Mojave. I'm not gonna tell y'all the story. You know me. Anyway, but I was in a raggedy motel in Mojave, and then I was like, what the hell? I seen this little bug crawling on the sheet and on me, and it was just crawling around, and I captured it, and then I Googled bed bug, and there was a picture of the damn thing that I captured in the hotel, bro. So yeah. Them things is disgusting. And like Mr. Nice Guy say, it does cause a whole hell of a lot. They got ways to get them. You got to use steam. But here's my question. How the hell was bed bugs in a facility like that? To the point where it was so bad to where it ate up the brother. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Even deeper than that is, how long does it take for bed bugs to eat a person? Number one. How long have they been neglecting this dude? I mean, shouldn't you have known this? And look at the conditions of that cell. I mean, this is inhumane.
They had an initial autopsy by the county or the state, and it was undetermined what he died from. So Colin Kaepernick, the former NFL quarterback, has agreed or is going to pay for an independent autopsy.
Let's go, Colin Kaepernick. That's
You got anything to say about that, First Lady?
Al Pooh pretty much took the words out of my mouth. Like, they just let it go on so long. Obvious nobody really paid attention to his overall health. If he was a big guy and shriveled up and been in a mental facility, I'm sure they were prescribing meds and had to give him meds. So why didn't they notice that his health was declining?
Yeah.
It was like the staff failed him. Those that were treating.
I
And
want
how much did you say they had to pay to remediate the situation?
$500,000.
Guess what? They're gonna be paying a whole lot more.
Yeah. So if they determine that it was because of those conditions, the family plans on suing the
And that's what I'm talking about. They're gonna be paying a
Hey,
whole lot more.
if all that case closed, I seen that sale. That's a wrap. That's a case closed. My jail cell was better than that.
I want to ask Jaywalk the $500,000 question. When you found that bed bug, did you go to sleep or did you get out of that room?
I did get wait. Here's the thing with bed bugs. Wait. This gonna mess y'all up. They come out at night. It was in the morning. Maybe he just forgot to he still was trying to eat. Damn. He probably was the last one. Like, wait a minute, where everybody went? He was supposed to be back in the bed. I'm telling you, they come out and they get in the seams of the bed, bro. Yeah, I did leave. I did check out. That's why when I check in hotels, I don't put my stuff on the floor no more. That's just I put everything up, elevated somewhere. But yeah, they stay in the carpet and in the bed. But yeah, I did check out that Mr. Floyd X.
Great
AKA Johnson, AKA Johnson and Johnson.
So what else do we have in the news?
All right. This is sad news. We have sad news for all the baby mamas out there. Maury Povich has retired.
All the baby mamas.
All the baby mamas, you'll no longer be able to go on and find out who the daddy is if you slept with multiple men. So sad news for you.
Hey, salute for Maury Povich show for finding his niche and just working that whole thing and driving it into the ground. It's just a cultural phenomenon, and I'm glad that it'll be a forum or one less forum of showcasing us in a bad way. I had a cousin that was on there, and trust me, she acted an absolute fool on there. So hey,
I was just about to say something because it is black exploitation for 31 years. That's what that really was. Now, so it's a good thing that, I mean, even though they had white folks on there too, but it was really black folks getting up right now. Yeah. Salute to his ass finally off the air.
Hey, Mr. Nice Guy, my question is, how many times was your cousin on there? Because I've seen some females on there like 16 times.
Hey, my cousin was on there one time, but she probably had about like 8 babies. You know what I'm saying?
Did she find the father? Was he the father?
Was
one of them the father? One of them? I know it was a few of them.
That's the thing about it. All of them was the same dude. And it's like she fought with him and all these issues, but she still kept running back to that same dude. So I mean, on the one hand it's a salute, on the other hand it's sort of like the definition of insanity. But hey, there's a whole lot more to that story that I ain't trying to talk about, get in trouble over.
I know you already done put her on blast. Might as well tell her. Right now, because right now we got 1.5 million viewers right here.
Speaking it into existence. What you got to say about that, First Lady?
Oh, El Pooh once again stole what I had to say about the women that has gone on there multiple times. And then not to mention the family members, is always the grandmothers for me that always want to say, they don't look like my son. I know how my child looks. No, looks can be deceiving at times. So yeah, Maury did do great justice, and at the same time, he did shame. Well, I'm gonna say the women shamed themselves because they should have been using protection for one.
And it's recorded, and it's gonna be on YouTube forever. So trust me, there's gonna be some people growing up with all that drama following them. So
it's gonna come back to hunt them like the Freaknik 94.
Hey.
It's gonna come back 30 years later. They're gonna be looking up, and their sons and their daughters gonna be like, "Wow, is that you on this show?" That ain't me. It's gonna be
I I've seen those memes or pictures where they say somebody like, "Hey, could you take this down? That's my mama or that's my whatever," and that's the reality.
It's crazy, man.
I gotta let them live, man. You young, you make mistakes. Like I never, like it's a lot of people lying too. It's a lot of people lying. Like that reporter from MSNBC, like he would have been too young. Talk about he was at Freaknik. He would have been 17 years old. He had goddamn, I forgot his name, Hammond or Mark or something like that. But some people are making up stuff. Not everybody was involved in Freaknik. I heard about it. I wasn't able to go. Yeah, Mark Lamont. He lying, bro. He lying. He lying. He came with some just whole bashing black men type rape culture. Come on, what? Stop, knock it off. But yo, F that dude.
All right, so I mean, speaking of Maury, go ahead.
Well, the thing about Maury, we have a solution for that. The solution that I propose, I think that there should be mandatory DNA testing every time a child is born. That question should be answered immediately, and you have no ignorance, no foolishness, no nothing about nothing, and then that we know exactly what's what, and we can deal with it right at the very beginning.
Who's gonna pay for
it? Wait a minute, how you gonna test a man that ain't there?
No. You have the profile on whatever. Well, first of all, this should be that's true. If there ain't no man there, then and whatever. But I'm talking about if you're in a relationship, if you're there, especially if you're someone who's gonna sign on the certificate, because that was like a big thing back in the day. I don't know. You always talk about how old I am, so I don't know if that's something they still do. But the bottom line is, you should know from the very beginning. If you're with that person, that should be a mandatory thing. And you talk about who's going to pay for it. It doesn't necessarily be mandatory as a law, but I'm just saying it's something that should be answered, and everybody should want it answered so they can basically deal with that. I mean, I know some situations where some kind of bad things happen. And time.
What other family member you want to put on blast?
I'm not trying to go there. I'm just saying time has passed, and it's like the longer it's going on, the more tragic it is because you want to say something, but you don't want to say something because now that whole person's been living a kind of a liar type of situation. So it's really ugly. And my point is that I'm not trying to put nobody on blast or create problems. I'm saying that, look, we should go in with as little ignorance as possible about this type of situation. Give us our best chance to find out what's what and know what we're getting into and not be sucking.
Let me say something here, brother. DNA tests should not be mandatory at all. You leave that to those people that's out there having sex foolishly with other people and not certain who is the one inseminating them. You leave the DNA test to them, not us good folks here who get married and have our children, and we know that this is our children. And if you got a lying ass wife, then maybe you do that DNA. Now I'm thinking about that part, but if you trust your woman, man, I ain't going to get no DNA test. If I trust my wife, if you don't trust her, go get your ass a DNA test. But it shouldn't be mandatory, is what I'm trying to say.
What you guys say about that, Opu?
I don't think it should be mandatory because some men don't want to know.
Oh,
seriously, some men, if
they found horn.
Ooh.
Yeah, where the horn at? I know you got him. I'm ready for it.
They don't want to know it's theirs, or they don't want to know it's not theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then if you found out it wasn't yours, that might cause a whole lot more problems in the future. So,
So you'd rather just live like? Go ahead, brother.
Let me speak.
No. If he was getting ready to ask me a question, I got the answer to that. Go ahead, say something. Say that.
There are men out there who just want to have a child. They simps, they suckers. They don't want to know. I've seen this on a few occasions. I ain't putting no family members out there on blast like you did, Mr. Nice. Wait, well, there are some people who don't want to know. They don't want to know, and they just want to be a father. I know cats who don't have children. They want to have a kid. They're envious of guys like and women like us who have children. Some women who never had no babies, and they just want to have a child, man. Come on now. Let them live their thing. Let them live their fantasy. Let them raise that kid. You know, that's all I gotta say. I got my life.
First lady, you got to take on that.
I can't say if it should be mandatory, but I would say that it's necessary, especially when child support is involved, because there are a lot of people paying child support on children that are not theirs. So I think it's necessary. And there's also a hassle too when men signing their name on that birth certificate and the child is not theirs. That's a hassle too. If they do a DNA test later and find out that their child is not there, then they got to go through the process to get that birth certificate adjusted and the name removed. But for the sake of the child, because I think adults are so selfish, it's necessary. I can't say that it should be mandatory, but yes, mainly for the sake of the child. Because either way it goes, children still want to know where they come from.
You said adults are so selfish. What did you mean by that?
Meaning, like, say, like, if I was a woman that's just like careless and I say it's your baby and knowing it's not, then I go file child support on you, but there was never a DNA test done and you're just, paying. It's like a selfish move. They forget that there's a child involved. Like, children really want to know who their biological parents are, regardless. And yes, I agree. There are fathers that don't want to know, especially if they've already accepted the child and been raising the child. But at the end of the day, when kids, family talk, other people talk, they start finding out that's not really your biological dad. They tend to still want to know where they originally come from. It doesn't mean that they're going to stop loving the person that raised them. So that's why I'm saying adults can be selfish because they're not thinking of the children in the long run.
I think you bring up a very good point because I've seen situations where the child's paternity has been in question, and this family whispers that can create this negative feeling in these young people, and it goes into adulthood to where they still feel it, and they in the back of their mind they like, oh, them motherfuckers don't like me. They think I'm not. That ain't my daddy, and it resonates and it continues on, and I know for me personally, I accept if they say that's the child, they child, I accept that that's their child, and me as a relative don't want to know, as a as a
I'm
distant.
like, I don't really. If a person say this is my son or this is my daughter, I'm like, that's what it is. Open arms. I'm gonna knock you upside your head just like I knock up any nephew, little cousin, any of that. Yeah, you get treated the same, just like I do, like stepkids if I had them. But I'm glad I don't.
See, I fully embrace, raising. If I hate the term simp. I looked up the definition and it's actually has some much more credibility than I've always given to. But I hate the fact that it's kind of used to take a shot at somebody who's just trying to be a decent person and just trying to have some type of family with somebody.
What does simp mean? What does I know how it's used, but I never looked up the definition.
This is sorry for bringing that up because it was in the barbershop. Okay. Someone put that definition up there, and I go, wow, that's actually a good definition. That person is a problem by definition of that type. It was something to say that it was like a person who's just allowing themselves to be abused or just a
pushover.
It was not, but it was also a person that it was a person who's not only just setting yourself up for abuse, but who's basically loving someone way more than they're loving you back. And I always feel like that's a dangerous thing. You should be coming at a person with about the same energy of this type of relationship because it's an environment for abuse. If you're the one that's all super passionate and loving, the other person is just kind of like meh, like whatever. So. But I mean, there's like a real good definition out there. So, it is something. It is a problem.
It's a one-word definition. It's a one-word definition.
Simps are destroying society. They got a lot of these women on this BS, like thinking that they can run every man like that, and that's why they thinking that these women is thinking that they got nuts like that, and you don't. That's because of the simp cats. This is where it's all started. This is the downfall of society. Simps, that's where it started.
No, but still, but that wasn't even my point. My point is that I embrace people being fathers to kids that are not biologically yours. I'm always going to say that it takes a village, so I support that. I would like to do everything that I do from a place of knowledge and not a place from ignorance. So that's why I say, and even though I said mandatory, I really should have said standard, because it should just be a general practice. Just like, if you get married, they make you take a blood test. It should be part of the machine where we find out and we know so we know what's what from the very beginning and can move from a place of knowledge. But yes, support these people. If you're a parent, if you raise some kid, that's your kid, no matter what the biology is. But it's good to establish the biology.
All right, real quick.
Y'all want to hear some?
Real quick, I looked up the definition of simp, and this is what I found on Google. Simp is slang for a person, typically a man, who is desperate for attention and affection of someone else, typically a woman.
That's a good one too. That touches on it too. But I mean, it's gonna put you in a position of likely being abused. So that is a problem. Okay. But Russell Wilson ain't just a simp just because he's a square.
No, he's a sucker.
It's something different. So
sucker simp.
So you know what?
Go ahead.
This is probably a good time to do the shout out. So
you got the shout outs?
I got it if y'all want me to.
Yeah, one of the Johnson brothers.
Johnson and Johnson. I'm gonna fuck you up, Elfwood. That's you ain't shit. That's just stuck in my damn head. Anyway, here we go. Salute. LeBron Trucking, what up, baby boy? Hey, I seen the pictures with your daughter in New York, boy. New York. Anyway, LeBron Trucking, Kilo 2, music, Rough Riders. I see the video. Hey, bro, I'm gonna hit you back. My boy, he called me the other day. Man, I had a lot going on last weekend. Muhammad Meats. Pause. Homies Way Card Club. What up, JC? Where you at? We miss you, boy. We miss you. Wukusu, wake up, clean up, stand up. Gangster Reese. That's Gangster Reese and Mr. Floyd X. Tunnel Vision. Why your suitcase in my room, girl? No. I just seen it. That's the latest thing. Anyway, I see the suitcase in my room. I'm sorry. Wait. Toppy Wappy will return to the show. Toppy Wappy, he was at the funeral for Fam Bam. What up? Toppy Wappy music, new projects out. I'm not going to say the old stuff no more. Activated is out though, but he coming back. Buddy Bud music. Jason Lazy, where you at, man? You hit me on the DM. What's poppin'? I responded. What's poppin'? Yo, them the shout out. Lil Sody, what up? Salute to Lil Sody. That's my knot right there. I just was hollering at him. Get my boy on the show. Let's go.
Salute. So now we're gonna go to the headliner. We're gonna talk about Marquis Houston. So let me first say,
you're saying Marcus now.
I'm saying, because you know what? That's a good point you make. I didn't know how to pronounce his name because honestly, I didn't know who that was. And there was
here, man. No,
and it's funny. It's funny because that's right. I didn't know who Marquis Houston is. I had to Google it to see that he was part of Immature. And the fact of the matter is, but wait, before we even go to him and his lovely lady, let's just talk about the fact that I didn't know about this guy that was part of this boy band Immature. I didn't realize that when I was rocking with Wu-Tang, some of you younger cats were still rocking Immature so that you know who he was. Or maybe he was watching Sister, but I was a grown man, so I wasn't watching no kids. When I was rocking with people, my age and above. When I was young and I was watching kids, I was watching with Little Rascals. That's right. I was watching the Little Rascals, and they was all dead by then. So that's what I'm talking about. I mess with my age up. I don't punch down. Just like Pooh, he was like, "What group was he a part of? Was it B2K?" Exactly. No, I didn't know who this cat is. But I'll say one thing: he's that cat from You Got Served. Hey, controversial take. I think You Got Served is right up there. In fact, maybe even above Breaking and Beat Street. I mean, it was amazing, phenomenal. It's like it's all of that stuff. So I'll give him that. But no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about. Oh yeah, see, I see some. We can talk about. We'll come back to that some other time. But no, let's talk about his situation. So he's about 41 years old. You can put that picture up. He's got himself a young tenderoni around 20 something, 22. So
22.
Half his age. And I'm pretty sure he got that prenup, so she won't get half his money. But you know, this is his thing, and his whole argument, I should say, one of the arguments that he made is that because she's young, she's not gonna have the baggage of he felt of a lot of women that were his age.
Wait, let him say it in his words.
Yeah, let's hear him in his own words. We're gonna check him out. This is fair use. We're gonna play this clip and let him say it in his own words. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. That's where I got the clip from.
Thing that I saw myself being in a relationship with.
Right.
And you know, when you look at a person's qualities, like I was talking to one of my friends and I was saying, yeah, okay, I'm 41, right? She's 22. I could have married a 41-year-old woman and it could have been disastrous. They could have felt like, you know, because I'll sit and talk to women and women that are my age, and they kind of have a different outlook on life. You know, a lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, you know, I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, you know, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman. And I'm very in that generation, like the old days, you know. I would never want to be with a woman that felt like, oh, I don't need you, or I don't, you know what I'm saying, like that. So, you know, and there's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age, and you know, they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not. You know, it's just there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life, and this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
So, what was your red flags like when you like dating through all through her? I know you probably met like some of the most beautiful women in the world. What was some like red flags? Like, no, you're out. No, like a red flag. He's like, I'm done. Next.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against single women, single mothers with children. I respect them. I love them. I feel like that's one of the toughest jobs, to raise a child and to also raise a child by yourself and to be a woman. 100% tip my hat. Respect to the women that are raising children on their own. But just with me, for when I grew up, I never really wanted kids. And, you know, I would talk to my dad a lot, and he would always tell me, look, have your own kids, because you never want to have, you know, you don't know what the baby daddy's about, you know. So, you know, if you're going to have kids, make sure as a woman that they never had kids before, and you can have your own. So I kind of like stuck to that. So that was always my red flag. But then that's a personal choice.
Right.
You know.
I think we got the gist of it. Y'all good with that?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So you know what? Let's start this off with Walk, okay? What you got to say about this?
Excuse me.
He might be part of Johnson & Johnson, like, because that's something that my mom and dad instilled in me, was like, have a baby with somebody who don't have babies and have kids. What he's saying is kind of dead on, and what every man kind of envisions and wants. That's what men do want. We don't want to hear all that hypothetical. That's what men think about. When you as a little kid, you growing up, when I grew up and I'm going to get married, you ain't thinking like, I'm going to get me a chick who got like 4 or 5 kids. You ain't thinking that bull crap. So he found what is happiness to him. And that brother sure the hell do look happy. His skin look lighter. So like, he looks like he chilling with Russell Simmons, like Usa. Yeah, so look at him. Look, he 40. He look like he 18. Go ahead.
You know what? You want to jump in on this first lady?
Go ahead, first lady.
Go ahead and jump. Because just listening to Marcus Houston kind of teed me off with all this kid stuff. You went and dated somebody that was 18 and married somebody, so you got a damn kid your own self. So you talking about
Ooh.
somebody that come with baggage, not
Ooh.
no damn kid. First of all,
Ooh.
baggage, you could be baggage to her. You could have health issues or whatnot. So baggage can be all different type of things. But all this kid stuff and looking for a woman that don't have a kid, you went and got you a kid. You shouldn't even be talking. You went and got somebody you couldn't even go out and have dinner with and get a drink because she wasn't of legal age to get it that way. So kid, yeah, you listen to your dad or listen to how you grew up. You got a kid. I just want to say that. A kid.
Oh man,
She
first
put it
lady,
down.
first
Yeah,
lady.
she put that
Come
one
on,
down.
come on,
Hey,
Floyd.
can I say something? Hold on. Let me say something real quick
All
first.
right. Oh,
Go ahead,
infamous.
Elpo.
What happened was he went and found a woman that's not old enough to know about his past with Chris Stokes.
Ooh, wow. Wow.
He
Now,
needs to got
now,
somebody that he can mold because a child doesn't know better. So he's trying to mold her into where he wants her to be. That's just all that it boiled down to. Other than him looking at looks, you dated different women because you could not control those women. Sitting up there judging a woman about having a kid, you say that that's not an issue, but the reality it is an issue. So now you have you a child.
You said mold and control. Those are the two words that you used.
I
That
did because I tried not to use manipulate so you wouldn't try to fight
I,
still going to fight me. That's just my opinion because it appears to me that he wants to be able to control somebody. He say women talk back or women got this, I can do this and I can do that by myself, this and that. So
I,
yes, you can
well,
have
let
that
me
same mentality. She could be like she want to go to school, she want to create this and that for herself. It could be the same situation. She just may not be financially stable.
let me say this: mold and control. If you want to protect something, you got to be able to control it. Number one. So if you want to protect her, he got to be able to control her. And in molding, you sitting there with somebody, you are molding each other. You are learning each other's likes and dislikes, and you are adjusting, saying, okay, I'm not going to do this. She don't like it when I bother her in the night. So you are adjusting. It's not molding, it's adjusting. And when
What a
you find,
grown
hold
up.
on, let me finish, First Lady. You get you a young, beautiful woman. When you got money, you have choices. You could choose and say, okay, that's the one I want. Now I agree with him. Who wants an older woman with a child? Who says, you know what, today I'm gonna go find me a 40-year-old woman with a child? Who says to what intelligent man, in my opinion, goes out there and look for a 40-year-old woman with a child to make his wife and raise somebody else's child, to say, you know what, I'm gonna raise
No
that
one.
man's child. I'm gonna take on that man's responsibility, and he gonna be able to come around if he's still in the life and dictate and look and judge if his son say, I don't like my stepdaddy did this. And who in the hell wants that? Mr. Marcus Houston, smart man. I'm thankful he said his daddy told him that. His father was in his life, and we know with the Chris Stokes situation. Okay, we heard that, and we understand. Okay, shit happens, and people go through some hardships in life. Thankfully, he appears on the surface to be unbroken, or whatever that situation was. He appears to overcome it and was able to go find him a beautiful wife to marry, and hopefully they have a child now. And when you say a child, she is 18 and older. She's of the legal age to get married, even though she can't drink. It's okay. It's okay. She is
She can
of
drink
age.
now.
It's this.
She can
It's
drink
legal.
now.
She's legal. She's
Yeah,
legally
now.
able to get married and have his child, and he ain't breaking no laws. Much respect to Marcus Houston.
Well, here's
All
the
right.
question. Here's
All right.
one question. Just one question.
Okay.
Are there not any 40-year-olds without children that's available?
Yes,
Yes.
there are. And the same thing, you guys sitting up here putting about women, but you guys expect for women to accept a man with a child. And no one says that a person just go looking for a person. You meet somebody, you may start liking that person, fall in love with that person. You're gonna judge that person because she has a child, then shame on you because you can have a child.
It ain't judging. It's not judging. It's
Or
saying,
you choosing
look,
not to date or be with
yeah,
that woman because you worried about not wanting to raise somebody else's child, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying you per se, but men expect women to accept them when they have children and have baggage.
No,
something.
ain't no man expecting that. Ain't no man expecting
That's
that.
not true.
Ain't no
That's,
man. Ain't no
Okay.
man
you
walking
might not
around.
be expecting it, but men,
Listen. Ain't
people in
nobody.
general.
Ain't nobody. I mean, it's people out there that get older and they hope that somebody accepts them with their child. That's people, but ain't nobody running around like that. No grown ass men like, hey, I want y'all to accept me with my child. You like, are you cool with me having a child? And you keep it moving, and that's the relationship that they in. But if you a rich ass 41-year-old and you decide, you know what, my choice is I don't want no woman with no child and no woman with no baggage. And women over 40, in Marquis Houston opinion, appears to have baggage.
And truth is, a man can lie and say he doesn't have kids, and a woman might not even be able to prove that either way. So it is where it is.
So what do we get with men can lie? What are you talking about here?
I'm just saying. A man can say I don't have any.
No, he
any children.
You throwing mud into the clean water right now.
No, not really. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Some men do. Some men do that. Some men do act like they don't have kids. Some men do that. I've seen that. I've heard of that. I never did that. I always because I always claim my baggage. Yeah, it's like when I go to the airport, I claim my baggage
because they didn't do that mandatory DNA test.
Yeah.
Wait, but check this out. Here's the thing on with the prophet Marquis Houston. Prophet. Here's the thing. Listen, I was a single father with baggage. The way I operated was a lot different than a lot of these women did operate. Because, first of all, you ain't meeting my kids. You ain't go meet my kids. We're just effing. So the baggage don't exist. I've been in situations where women have first day. Who the hell are you? The fuck was that? Her kid. Y'all gotta stop that bull crap. You gotta stop that stuff. I never did that. I did a lot different, but I've seen a lot of craziness with women. I got a story to tell. I will say this for Say So War, but it's not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Let me tell this real quick story. I was with a chick who was engaged, was in the room doing that stuff. And then the door just flew open. I dove into the closet like what the hell? And the girl was laughing, and the mother was laughing. I dove into the closet, closed it, and I was like, Sinak, what are you doing? Because the daughter she was cool. We used to play, and she just opened the door, and then she seen me run and jump into the closet.
So what you saying? You saying that her baggage came in, busted in while y'all was having sex?
Ah!
And you
baggage,
also
baggage with legs.
You out the closet now, right?
Baggage with legs.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, were you gonna say something, nice guy?
The prophet Marquis Houston.
Yeah, check this out. Because you keep talking about ain't no man gonna do blah, 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 blah. Check this out. I'm 50 years old. Okay, I'm married. I'm not looking for anybody. But if I was looking for somebody, I'd be looking for somebody my age. So yeah, I'm not trying to start over and have no children or nothing like that. At this age, I'm not trying to be having no child. You know what I'm saying? If it happened, it happened.
Let's talk about your preference. Let's say you are 50 and you was looking for you are looking for a woman. You have two choices, all things equal. One has a 5-year-old, one does not. Who you choosing?
You say all things are equal?
All things equal.
The one with the child.
Why?
Because children are a blessing. And I'd like to help make that family be whole. If that person's gonna, if everything's equal, I don't run from children. I love children. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem to me. So
you would take on somebody's child.
Yeah, of course I would. Because again, I think it's a village. We need to take on everybody's child. We need to take everybody's child. Everybody needs to take on everybody's child. We need to raise our community like a village. So we need to be there for all the kids.
Mr. Nice Guy,
I'm gonna call you out on this. I think you're lying. I think you're lying.
Mr. Nice Guy just turned into
Straight
Jeffrey Osborne. He believes the children are our future.
You know, and it's that's the reality of it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, again, like I said, to me,
Jeffrey Osborne, fool.
I love to be a teacher.
Whitney Houston.
I would love to be a teacher and interact with the youth and develop them. So it's all the same difference. If as you know, me and my wife, I have my daughter, but we also raise our nieces. And, you know, they're like daughters to me. So, I mean, we had 3 young ladies in our house that we raised. And I mean, it wasn't an issue whether someone was biologically belonging to me or to somebody else. I mean, it was at the end of the day, these were the children that we raised. And, you know, we had a great relationship with them. I had a great relationship with them. I still have a great relationship with them. So, I mean, to me, I'd be fine with that. But, you know,
well,
let me turn that question around to you. Okay, check this out. How's your relationship with your wife? Great. So she's a pretty awesome person at whatever age she is. Okay, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you something. Would you rather date someone like your wife or someone like your daughter?
Thank you.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Thank you.
Exactly. That's really the whole point. That's the whole point.
That's what I was trying to say.
Look, Marquis, hold on, listen. Marquis Houston, he don't got no other children, right? As far as I know. He ain't got no.
He didn't want kids. He said he don't want kids.
Well, he ain't got no children, so he ain't got nothing. He don't have that comparison to say someone like your wife or someone like your daughter. Me, having been with my wife for 20 plus years, I want my wife. So if that's who I'm with, that's who I want. It ain't but if I was a single man, I would prefer a younger woman. As a single man, I wouldn't pick a 40, 50-year-old woman for me if I had the option.
At 40 or 50, at 40 years old?
I have a question for him too. But I want a younger woman. You will want a younger woman that you're dating her twice her age, or
no, I have a limit, but I have a limit.
That's my issue.
I have a limit. I mean, he's 40. She's 19 at the time.
Yeah.
That's his choice. That's his choice.
But I'm just asking, would you have chosen someone almost twice your age? Because that's what I was trying to get to earlier. I know I wouldn't want to date nobody my son's age.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
You know,
I get you.
AMG in here.
That's my issue.
The Focus Up Show. What's up? What y'all got going on today?
Hold on.
What y'all talking about?
Hey.
Do you hear us?
Hold on. Yeah. You have, Mr. DeMarco, you have something to contribute. Hold on. Hey, do you have something to contribute? Oh, you can't hear?
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. I want to ask a question. Do you have something to contribute to the conversation? We're talking about.
What y'all talking about?
Listen, we're talking about men who go out and get with baby mamas. Or somebody choose. No, I'm wrong. A man, a 40-year-old man getting with a 21-year-old woman. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Man.
Come on, man.
It's like I got something to say, but I don't, because I try not to judge people, right?
I'm talking about you. You ain't judging nobody. We talking about you.
Okay, so would I do it? Hell no. I'm not never about to be 40 years old with a 20-year-old. That's retarded.
Why not?
Because that's a little ass kid, and I'm a grown ass man.
Thank you.
Give him a horn.
You don't know nothing. That's arguments all day. Why am I with you?
Give him a horn.
Get my shit. Get my shit. Get my shit. He don't know shit. He don't know shit.
Exactly.
He don't know shit.
I'll say this about Marcus. One thing I really liked that he said she was the one that I connected to. And to me, that's the most important criteria. So I salute that. But outside of that, as far as just the concept that, what'd you say?
We talking about his initial his selection.
Hey, slow down.
Saying, look, I want this is what I want. I don't want a baby mama. I don't want somebody that's the same age as me. That's respectful. That's the way you should be when you out there choosing. You pick what you want. and he picked what he want. He wanted someone that's young.
You pick what you want. He's a grown ass man. That's really not what we're talking. We're talking about whether he should be picking something like that. He has the freedom to do what he wants. You have the freedom to identify with whatever you want to identify with. But we feel what you are what you are. So I'm just saying,
it's nothing to be condemned, and nothing to say, oh, he just want to control and mold and want to just manipulate. I know that's the word the sister used the previous weekend.
I really want to talk about the Ralph Yarl situation, and we're kind of running out of time.
Fuck all that. What?
Yeah,
not like
so,
that.
So,
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. Why? All right. Why it was every time they're talking about like younger woman, older man? It's always what is this control stuff? Like it's molding. It's like I'm with you. Hey, let's talk. Because guess what? You can't mold over 35. Ain't no molding. Ain't no cooperation. It's a lot going on with that. And
I'll say this. When I was 17, y'all heard the story. I brought home a 21-year-old woman. She was a baby mama. My mother did not approve. And, I was young. And I don't think it was a wise decision to get with a baby mama, except for the reasons that I got with that baby mama. And it wasn't to make a family. It was to have some. I'm just saying.
Who was mad? Who was really mad? Johnson & Johnson? Who was tripping about that situation that you was in?
You're talking about my mother, right?
With the younger. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Moms was on the bumper. Moms was like, nah, not having it. And then he graduated school, and then I was in a situation with a chick with a baby. They went to drop me off over to go see her, which we did have SEX. And then they was picking me up from Titusville. And then she had her baby with her. And then I forgot to tell her, say, that's your little brother. Soon as she said, oh, yeah, this my baby. This my baby. I knew that's the last time I'm going to F her.
Damn. And I'm going to say this. One more point. Let me say, I don't want my son to bring home no baby mamas. And I don't want my daughters to be nobody's baby mamas.
See, this is my thing. If you say that all things being equal, I could understand. I mean, that hypothetical is kind of ridiculous. Ultimately, you connect with a person for the sake of what you connect. There are some very mature 40-year-old people. There are 40-year-old people that don't have baggage. There are 50-year-old people that don't have baggage. The reality is there's some people that actually mature, that can have stimulating conversation, they can have a stimulating relationship. I mean, if he's saying that the 40-year-olds, if he was around, if the 40-year-olds,
you can connect with a murderer. You can connect with somebody who's a murderer. Y'all be like, y'all got all this in common. Y'all like the same team, and she this, and she could be a murderer. Are you gonna say, you know what? The point is that we connected.
Depending who she murders, so I mean, it's a difference. Again,
the problem is when somebody half your age, you can only connect so far though, because you don't have the same type of experience. That's all I'm saying. The conversation can only go so far. She can only go so far back.
I'm saying that your mate should be a function of how much that works for you. Now, if you're saying it works for you because they don't have no child or because they're young and they're nice and supple to the touch, I mean, hey, that's what works for you. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, it should be what works for you. And it shouldn't just be a hard line of this age type thing. Because again, there are some amazing people my age that, I can respect, and that if I was single, it would be okay. I wouldn't be looking for I definitely wouldn't be looking for no babies. That's just not my get down. So I'm sorry, Mr. Ralph Yarl. We're gonna have to bump you to the next discussion. You'll probably be slid over to Focuz Daily, because I don't know if we'll even be talking about you next week. But sadly, it looks like we're at the end of the show. So Mr. Marquis Houston and these people that love these little kids, so.
Hey, no, don't put it out there like that. Ain't no love these little kids.
Hey, I hope it works.
Man with a grown ass woman.
I hope it works for
him. Half his age. That's all it is. A grown ass woman.
But still, I hope it works. I hope it works for him. I hope it works for her too. And you know what? Hey, young
12
lady.
years difference with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Hey, young lady.
Ooh, he was 32, she was 20.
Make
Jay-Z,
sure you have a plan for in the event that this don't work. So I'm sure you had to sign a prenup. Make sure you do something so that you can be independent and functional in an event. I'm not saying wishing negative,
what are you
bad,
talking
or
about?
it's just
what
the
are you
reality.
talking
I'm
about,
saying,
dude?
you went and got this
What
19-year-old
are
that
you
you're taking
talking
care
about?
of. This person should be going to school and getting some ability to take care of herself in the event that you kick her to the curb. Because now she's gonna have some real baggage and no
Working out,
education.
you are living out of fear. You are talking out of fear.
No, I'm not talking out of fear. I'm talking out of reality.
He kick you to the
Out of reality.
curb.
I ain't afraid. I'm
Casey
talking
kick you
about
to
I
the.
do
What
everything
the
from
hell
a
is you
position of strength.
talking about, dude?
Do
What are
everything
you
you do
talking
from a
about?
position of strength. It's not an
Chip,
issue of fear.
Wait, hold on. Do you know what she was doing? She had an OnlyFans. She made $1 million when she was 18.
Did
you know
she?
that, right?
No, I didn't know that. Oh, hey, good for her then.
So stop talking like oh, she's gonna die, and he kicked her to the curb, and she.
I'm saying if you're a
innocent
19-year-old
young lady who he just snatched up and he gonna grab her, and hopefully, if you have your exit plan, be ready just in case.
No.
Come on, dude.
Look. Marriages don't work. It's the reality. That's just the fact of the matter is they don't last. Divorce is imminent for the most case. So my point is that you should always do what you do from a position of strength. Don't be dependent on somebody. Don't be dependent on somebody. That's all I'm saying. And it's not an issue of fear. It's just an issue of preparation.
It's okay.
You don't do anything for preparation. It's not a fear based.
To be interdependent on your spouse. It's okay.
Facts.
It's okay. It ain't a crime. Oh, something wrong with you because you're interdependent. You depend on your spouse to bring home some money to pay your rent. You depend on your spouse to make you some food. You depend on your spouse to watch your children. It's okay.
And then when they kick you to the curb, it's gonna be okay.
Oh my God. And when they
get that new 20-year-old, that new bottle that comes out in 20 more years.
Come on, dude.
Exactly.
Come on.
And how can you depend on somebody half your age, though?
Damn. Somebody half your age can't raise your children? She can't be a mother to your children?
She might be my child's age.
I asked a question. She can raise
literally.
She can raise children. Now I watched I read about it. She's close enough. She didn't have no relationship with her father, but she had a close relationship with her mother. And hopefully her mother helps to teach her how to raise children. And her mother will be there to support.
Wait, here's the thing. Wait, hold on. See, it's a lot going on with this Marquis. I got me saying that stuff. Marquis Houston. She was adopted. She was 15 years old, and she was reported missing. It was a 3-year gap with her. She started her OnlyFans and all this stuff. And Chris Stokes is involved in this. Y'all got to do y'all own research. We ain't got enough time to go through all this stuff. But he met her, and then they got married. She was a young woman, and he married her. He's smiling. He looking good. And then she looking good. And that's it, man. That's the end of the story.
Looking good.
Thanks for sharing that. Let's end it on that note. Thank y'all for watching. We out.
Get out.